Hi, everyone, and welcome. Ever feel like you're stuck? Sort of perpetually planning, but not really doing.
That feeling is so common.
Right. Well, today's deep dive might just be the wake-up call you need. We're looking at Shut Up and Level Up by Jai Parikh. It's pretty direct, a real no-excuses guide.
It really is. It focuses hard on mindset, habits, discipline, the core stuff.
And it promises a path from just thinking about change to actually, making it happen.
Exactly. Parikh gives these really practical, almost stark rules. And our mission today really is to dig into 3 of those key principles.
Get right to the actionable insights, no fluff.
That's the plan.
Okay, let's jump in. Rule #1. This one, it hits hard right away. Your life is your fault. Your future is your responsibility.
That's a tough pill to swallow for many.
Definitely. It feels accusatory, almost.
It can, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the point isn't really about blame in the way we usually mean it. It's about ownership.
Ownership, okay.
We tend to look outwards, right? Parents, the system, bad luck.
Yeah.
And it's easy to find something external to point to.
Sure, it's human nature, maybe.
It might be. But Parikh insists on, absolute ownership. Even if you didn't cause the problem. How you respond, what you do next, that's on you.
So it's about taking control of your reaction, your path forward.
Precisely. It shifts you from being passive, maybe even a victim, to being the author. He literally says, no excuses, no complaints, just ownership.
That's powerful.
It really is.
Yeah.
So maybe think about it.
Yeah.
Is there an area in your life where maybe you're still pointing fingers? Just a little.
Yeah.
The book pushes you towards this line, almost like a mantra. I am not a victim. I am the author of my story.
I like that. Author of my story. It changes the frame completely.
It does. Okay, so moving from that absolute ownership, rule #2 challenges another common idea.
Oh, yeah. What's this one?
Motivation is a lie. Discipline is the truth.
Whoa. Okay. Motivation is a lie. That feels strong. We all look for motivation.
Yeah, we do. And that's the trap, according to Parikh. Motivation is, it's fickle. It's an emotion. It comes and goes.
So you can't rely on it.
Exactly. You can't build consistency on something so unpredictable. Discipline, though, that's different.
How so?
Discipline is about showing up, doing the thing, especially when you don't feel like it. It's the system, the commitment, not the spark.
Okay, so like going to the gym even when you're tired, or writing even when you're not inspired.
Yes. Those boring, consistent actions, as he puts it. That's where the real growth happens. It's not glamorous, maybe, but it works.
So how do you bridge that gap when you really don't feel like it?
Small steps. The pro tip is basically set small daily habits, track them, win the day.
Win the day. I like that.
It builds momentum. Each small win reinforces this identity of being someone who follows through. The notebook line for this one is key. Don't wait to feel ready. Act like it's already your habit.
Act as if. It's about building the identity through action, not waiting for the feeling.
You got it. It's a subtle shift, but huge in practice.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Which takes us to rule #3. This one seems to bring other people into the equation.
It does, yeah. This one's about your environment.
The rule is, if you want to grow, stop hanging out with average. Oof, that sounds potentially harsh.
It can sound harsh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's probably the most socially challenging rule.
Because it implies maybe cutting people off.
Sometimes, yes. That's the hard truth part. Parikh argues pretty strongly that your social circle has a massive impact, more than we often admit.
Right. You absorb the attitudes around you.
Exactly. If you're surrounded by negativity, complacency, gossip, it's incredibly hard to maintain your own upward trajectory. It subtly pulls you down.
So it's not about being cold necessarily, but about protecting your own standards and energy.
That's a good way to put it. It's about consciously choosing environments and relationships that lift you up, that align with where you want to go, setting higher expectations for yourself and, for who gets your time and energy.
It might mean some difficult conversations or decisions.
It almost certainly will at some point if you're serious about leveling up. The core idea is captured in this line. My standards decide my direction.
Your standards dictate who you allow close to you, and that shapes your path.
Precisely. You become like those you spend the most time with. Choose wisely.
Wow. Okay, so 3 really potent rules there. Responsibility, discipline over motivation, and raising your standards.
Yeah, pretty potent stuff.
If we boil it all down, the message from Shut Up and Level Up seems incredibly direct. It's like he said.
You don't need more time. You don't need more motivation.
You just need to shut up and level up.
That's the essence of it.
Yeah.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with, something that ties it all together.
Yeah.
Think about this. Discipline builds freedom. Focus builds power. Action builds legacy.
Discipline builds freedom. That's counterintuitive, but powerful. Action builds legacy. Lots to chew on there. Well, that brings us to the end of this deep dive. Thank you for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
So the question for you now is, which one of these rules really resonated? Which one will you consciously choose to apply, to work on, starting this week? Food for thought.